From a young age, it's appropriate to start to equip students with the skills and the tools necessary to really own their learning, to be empowered to make decisions, to advocate for themselves. That's what we want to do, and we're going to go under the hood with that in personalized mastery learning.
Personalized mastery learning is a collaborative effort between teachers and students in which they define what gets learned, how it gets learned, and when the learning happens.
We believe in a multi-age model because right off the bat we know all kids don't learn the same way just because they're the same age. So we use advisor and learner, which automatically sets the idea that it's a collaborative model. We've made it easier by developing a continuum.
The continuum takes the teacher and the student and all of the aspects or components of learning and moves them across that continuum from who's responsible for leading which component. For example, establishing relevance.
So at traditional schools, often the teacher establishes relevance. The teacher may say, this is going to be relevant to you because if you're in a business meeting, you may need to argue your side. Instead, at our school, sometimes the advisor's driving the relevance, sometimes it's collaborative, or sometimes it's learner-driven.
So by establishing relevancy, it was like, what do you want to start with first?
I have a student who has a lot of really strong interests, but doesn't know how to fit that into an argument essay. So I would just have them talk to me about who they are. What kinds of things do you like? What's the last thing you argued with your parents or your friends about? And then that would help them jog their memory. But I don't want to do more than they need.
Personalizing and passion kind of go hand in hand. Because when you're writing an essay for English class, you're going to gravitate on what you're passionate about. You know, if I want to write an analysis on the arts, I like movies, so I'm going to write a movie review.
Another aspect that is important is how flexible teachers are allowed to be within this model. They're given a lot of discretion and autonomy, and as a result, responsibility to make the right choices, and that choice isn't always the same for every student.
I have students that will say, I'm just going to put my headphones on and go into this breakout space because I'm in the middle of a paper and I really want to finish it today. Whereas I have students that are like, can we please the four of us meet because I don't know what to do yet, and they're going to be able to help me.
It's very individualized. You work at your own pace. There's no one-size-fits-all mentality.
So one question we often get as a result of our innovative model is, how do we know we're adequately preparing students for college and careers?
The goal is that by their 12th grade year, they head out to college and they can create their prompt, create their outline, write their essay, find somebody to work on editing with them, and turn it in all on their own.
It's good responsibility skills that it teaches the students how to, manage your time well, and get all the work that you need to do to master that skill.
We're seeing a move away from colleges and careers demanding that individuals just have a body of knowledge that they've memorized. It's less about what you know and more about what you do with what you know.
So there really is kind of a social justice movement to this, I believe, that we really do have to understand and collaborate with students when it comes to their learning process. So clearly the idea of collaborating on the what, the how, and the when a student learns is the way that public education, all education needs to go, both for adults and for students.
This is how Aveson makes a difference.